Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for the women's final in the Lake Placid Can-Am tournament. We have the Snowcats versus the Beanburgers. Beanburgers are coming out of the Boston area, and I believe the Snowcats are out of the Denver area.
I think you're right, Brian.
East Coast, West Coast, right here, Matt.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that the Snowcats are in the black and speckled kind of uniforms, and the Beanburgers are in the yellow.
Yeah, basically a little Boston Bruins colors going there.
Sure. A little light on the yellow if it's Boston yellow.
Yeah, a little light. It's a summer Boston Bruins.
But in any extent, the Beanburgers will get us underway. They've given us first names only, but we can read them. And it looks like we can read the roster of the Snowcats as well. So we're off and underway in this women's premier final. It's hard to believe that we're at the final for the women's division already in the weekend, but we've only got one other match after this, and I'll let you guess, it's the men's premier final. Spectacular tournament, the 51st annual Can-Am tournament, and into the open right away goes Becker. Becker not being slowed down, kind of gets taken down on a last gasp ankle tap, but her teammate carries on, and they are knocking on the door just seconds into the start of this match. But it's turned over, and here come the Snowcats. The Snowcats. Excellent defense from the Snowcats, and now they're driving, trying to get some room to get a clearance kick, an exit kick, if you will. And it's charged down or blocked by the Beanburgers. We'll see what we have. It's going to be a knock on and a scrum down to the Beanburgers.
We have a fierce pace here, Matt, right out of the gate. Say it was going to be a scrum down here to the Beanburgers. See how the set pieces go.
And Brian, it's hot out there.
Yeah, Matt. With each game, the temperature's rising here. I would say it's almost feels like 80, 90% humidity at the moment.
It's like 30 Celsius.
30 Celsius.
Right?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
And you're what, 17-odd stone, so with
Celsius, I'm probably pushing 20 stone.
And the Snowcats, correction, we just got this from our executive producer, Greg Gilliam, who's just actually a lawyer and is going to sue us for the mispronunciation or the misinformation. The Snowcats are from Dayton, Ohio. Snowcats are from Dayton, Ohio.
Hey.
They're not from Denver. And neither are we.
Dayton, Colorado.
Dayton, Ohio.
Ohio.
Please forgive us if we make some mistakes, fundamental mistakes.
There's a big scrum here for the Beantown team.
Well, you saw the little foot action to not try to catch the bad pass. That was a smart play. And now it's still in possession for the Beanburgers as they try to push in after being frustrated earlier. And there's some more good defense. That's not a tip tackle because it was horizontal. Beanburgers trying to test that outside after not getting anywhere inside. But now they go back under the posts, trying to punch it in there. Here they are right under the posts. There's number 3 rambling for the Beanburgers. Ravy. Now they're kind of going out wide. Again, 2 jerseys in gray on every single ball carrier for Beanburgers this early in the match. And it's dropped on the outside. Did it go backwards? It did, so play on. Fortunate spill for the Beanburgers in that they maintained possession. And it spun out wide. There's Ravy again. You can hear her teammates chanting from the bench. There's Jenny, number 12. Scrum half looking both ways and earns the penalty. So we'll go back. No advantage gain. It was an original offside, Brian, and they'll go back to the point of the initial infraction.
Here we go. The Beanburgers acting quickly on the tap.
It's like Lauren, the number 2, was trying to get into that try zone without anybody noticing, but they caught up with her. And now on the outside, they have numbers if they can get it spun wide, and they do. And they go back in. Again, good defense from the Snowcats. And now they're driving the Beanburgers backwards. The Beanburgers hold on, keep possession. Now they toss it, but it goes backwards, and they collect it again. Now trying the outside. Now some power. Just going north. Wide. Again, they're trying to test that corner, but to no avail, Brian, and it goes into touch, and it'll be a line out.
Yeah, they're going a little more east-west than they are north-south at the moment, Matty. They're just good hands through the ball, but they're not making the game line.
Well, they've been frustrated by some good defense, especially in the interior, right, by the
Correct.
Snowcats.
Yeah, the Snowcats are deep in their own territory, holding hard, coming up, and meeting behind the game line.
That'll be our line out. We'll see how it goes in the line out. You know, it's interesting how different teams have different success rates in these line outs and how some of them opt for scrum downs rather than go for the line out. And there it is. They lost the line out. And here come the Snowcats. There's a kick downfield. It's going to find the grass. A big bounce, but another bounce goes into touch. So what a kick.
Smart play there, Matt, by the Snowcats, getting out under pressure. You always want to get it out inside your 22. And here to give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
And that's one of those territorial gain, switch and reversal things.
Correct. Especially on this day. I mean, you've been on defense now for the first more than 5 minutes of the match, and you got to give your boys a break, your women a break.
That's right. Ground ball fielded again. Some of these passes aren't the best, but cleaned up nicely by Salma. Here's Jenny. Looking on the outside again, a nice offload, a great pass there. Here comes 14 trying to get past, and good defense. The tap of the ball on defense, and that should result in a knock-on. Yeah, and it does. Great defense from the number 8. Misha Green Yachts of the New York Exiles, whose uncle is Lee Archer of the New York Rugby Club. She's also a New York Rugby Club player.
Lee, good man. I haven't met Lee. I haven't seen him in ages.
Misha Green Yachts.
Wow.
Of the New York Exiles. That's the professional team in women's rugby in New York.
You know, Matt, it's pretty hot out there right now.
Yeah.
And, again, we're at the end of a tournament. These women have played, you know, this is their 4th game of the weekend.
All right, they're going to spin it wide. Lucky to have possession again. It knocked backwards. Going on her head this time, and here comes the Snowcats. Showing some versatility on the outside for the first time in the match. Maybe they've been keeping that in their back pocket and breaking it out now. As good a time as any. In a 0-0 match in this women's premier final in the 51st Can-Am Rugby Tournament. Some taking one for the team there is number 14 on the defense is Amart. Sacrificing her body. And that just picks up your teammates when you do something like that against a bigger player. Not rolling away, Brian, is the penalty, so it'll be trying to keep that pace going a little too fast, maybe, the Snowcats.
Yeah, I mean, the teams that have been doing fast through the mark have been very successful. That one a little bit too quickly, sorry.
It is an adverb, it's quickly. So thank you for correcting
I knew you
yourself.
were going to correct me. That's why I said quickly.
I don't have to. You're on it.
Yeah.
We'll have some grammar discussions later on.
Here we are, another line out. Ravy at the front. You know, a little side note on Ravy. She served 20 months in a federal grand jury.
Oof.
Whew.
What happens to your day job?
I do not know.
All right.
You get another one.
And well, the day job right now is this rugby game, and It's knotted at 0. And the Snowcats now, who have been on defense for the most part, are now on the offensive. And they're doing well with it. They look very comfortable. Maybe they were just testing themselves or just getting their feet wet, because it looked like the Bean Burgers might have a big advantage in this match. But now the momentum has shifted. Here's number 13, Zambon, Regaldo. That's a good one-on-one tackle. Again, another smaller player taking down a bigger player. And you got to have that if you're going to win a championship. Everybody's got to contribute. Spinning it on the outside, they got numbers. But the yellow jerseys arrive. And it's a whistle and a penalty earned by the Snowcats, Brian.
Look like a side entry there.
Yeah, they take a quick tap again and just ram it forward, and they are inches away from the try line. Can they get it here? Held up, possibly. No. Second shot. Shots fired, and the try, and they're in. Who is it at the bottom of that pile? It looks like it's... I'm not sure if it was number 14. Tornado. Can't tell who that was. Apologies. As they line up for the kick.
Again, so you have the early part of the game where the Bean Burgers are pushing the play, and then boom, quick switch in momentum, much like the game we were watching earlier. So I have a feeling there's going to be a real pendulum of mojo here in this match, it looks like, Matt.
You're correct, and it's the kick is up from Sheila Decker of the Denver Onyx, the women's professional league team, and they won that professional setup. She's out of Saranac Lake, born and raised, so she's a local product, and you can hear the fans clapping accordingly. (7-0). Snowcats on top, and it looked like they were going to be put out to pasture in this first couple of minutes of this match.
Yeah,
but they held it.
Big pressure early by the Bean Burgers. So we'll see how they react.
All right, let's see if that momentum swings back the other way or not. Because every minute matters. We're playing shortened halves. They're not playing 40-minute halves. And into the open, here come the Snowcats. That's Julie Tardonado. And there's a whistle for not releasing against the Snowcats out of Dayton, Ohio.
That was a good tackle, saving tackle there by the 10, Amanda. Unless she's kicking for touch. There's some really good contact in the middle of the pitch today, Matt.
Yeah, a lot of physicality.
That last one was actually by number 5. Really laid some wood there. Their name is Ko. Obviously standing for knockout.
KO.
KO.
There you go.
Knock on and playing the advantage.
Oh, speeding into the open. Here comes number 14. Is it 14? That was a nice run there. You've got a sprinkling of WER players in this. That's the Women's Elite Rugby professional setup. Oh, nice catch by number 42. Good hands to keep that alive for the Snowcats.
And one thing I'm noticing early, Matt, is that the Snowcats have a slightly more structure in the loose play. It looks like they're trying to go with a 1-3-3-1. And so they're getting a little more pace onto the ball. So they're breaking the game line a little bit more than the Boston Beanburgers right now.
Great name, by the way.
The black is
Burgers.
it black bean burgers? You like? I love black.
Any bean burger is a good bean burger, as far as I'm concerned.
My favorite's the black bean burger. So
I'll keep that in mind.
yeah, just next time we're out.
Little tidbit.
Yep.
And the bean burgers lose the line out.
Scrum.
And it's a scrum down. Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess the line out wasn't straight, so it's a scrum down to
Choice.
the Snowcats.
Yeah, choice.
Yeah. They opt for the scrum down. Just joining us, we're in the women's premier final between the Snowcats and the Bean Burners. Snowcats out of Dayton, Ohio, the Bean Burners out of Boston. And it is the Snowcats with a 7-0 lead right now in the first half of this 51st annual Can-Am Rugby Tournament. Spinning the ball, dangerous pass, but they got away with it. There's Tornado again. She's also with the Denver Onyx, the WER champions.
Great poach there, Matt.
Stellar.
Again, it looked like Amanda, number 10.
All right, so it's going to be another penalty earned by the Bean Burgers. It's against the Snowcats. Line drive kick into touch. And it will be a line out for the Bean Burgers.
Enthusiastic crowd out here today, Matt. Probably have a couple thousand or more spectators out here joining the last final matches of the beautiful weekend we have had up here in Lake Placid, Saranac.
It's been awesome. And it's line out thrown by Lauren, the number 2, whose nickname is Baby Chef.
Love it.
Taken out of at the breakdown. There's the pass. Good defense again from the Snowcats.
And again, Salma, because she caught that ball and bang, there was a defender right in her face.
Yeah, line speed has been impressive in these championship matches. Defense is just right up in your grill. And it's picked off. Here's number 12. Jenny with the dummy trying to get some more room. She's still on her feet fighting and waiting for some support, which arrives, but so does the defense. Good plays on both sides of the ball. And now running into traffic is Salma. Good tackle from the Snowcats. But what a burst by Jenny. That was a great run.
Jenny, the
micro influencer. At
Gainzer.
Organized.
Gainster.
Tell the two idiots in the booth to get it right next time.
Yep.
We're reading handwritten stuff,
Unlucky.
so take it easy, everybody. We apologize. And she's an influencer, so if you don't know, you should. And it's a knock-on in the meantime on this side of the pitch, and it'll be a scrum down to the Snowcats. But the bottom line is that was a great play by Jenny.
Beautiful. Read the pass well. Took it down. Almost took it to the house there, Matt.
But as impressive was that defense coming back.
Yep. So last scrum we had the Bean Burgers were pretty dominant. We'll see if they can take one against the head here.
All right, there's the tap on the back and the put in. Snowcats. This is pretty evenly matched set piece here, right?
Correct. Just now, yeah.
All right, Snowcats trying to get out of their area again. Their side of the pitch. Battling out of their own red zone. And they just get by, yeah. So good stuff. And you got to be wary about passing that ball back into the 22 for your kicker, because then it won't be, then you can't kick it out on the fly.
The school of thought to just get it out of here right now, but
Yeah.
they seem to be content running the ball.
What a line drive kick right down the middle of the pitch. Well, now they've shifted, so. But what a drive that is. Just keep doing that all day.
Yeah, you don't need a kick when you get a run like that.
Well, there's a counter ruck and a poach. And the Beanburgers have it. This is madness. There's Kedra with a run. And that's Ravy. You know when you tackle her how you feel. That's not an easy person to tackle. But she is still down on the pitch. Let's hope she's okay.
That was a great poach there by number 14 on the Beanburgers, Amart.
Rave is struggling to her feet, but she is up. And if let's give her a round of applause if she's staying in this match, or regardless, and she's not going anywhere. She's having too much fun running the ball.
That's right. So he's playing loose head here with a tight head number. See what this next scrum looks like.
You're good. We were all in on that. That was a test to see if you were paying attention.
Yeah, yes,
that was Brooke's idea, our executive producer, Brooke. Some good running to keep on the feet. Are they trying to rip that ball out of number 22's hands? We don't have number 22 on the sheet, unfortunately.
Like another knock, they're playing advantage.
Oh, well done to catch that ball. Another low pass. Number 20 holding on to that.
Now it's a knock and an advantage to the Snowcats.
And Snowcats not wasting any time playing that advantage. Rambling forward. This is where the weekend starts to wear on you, right? You're in the heat. You got to bang away, make these tackles, tackle after tackle, both sides of the ball. It's like wrestling. It's like a nonstop up and down match. It's hard to explain unless you've experienced it.
Yeah.
But I'm still out of breath from Friday. There's number 24 taking it into contact. Daisy Titus of the New York Exiles in the WER. Teammate of Green Yachts.
You get a high tackle call here against the Beanburgers. Looks like the Snowcats will probably kick for touch here.
Brian, ask me how I know Misha Green Yachts.
How do you know her?
Well, aside from being a member of the New York Rugby Club, she's been on MLR Weekly as a featured WER guest.
That's amazing, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a small world, this rugby world.
It certainly is.
Tightly knit community.
I wouldn't want to have to paint it, though.
Definitely not.
Admittedly, my humor's getting worse as the day goes on.
Yes, I think.
And it was bad to begin with.
I think it's the sauna box we're sitting in right now.
I'll take this. It's better than pouring rain and.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. I'll take the sunshine any day. Give me rugby and a sunny day, and I'm smiling.
Missed long. Okay, so I was retrieved by Eliza. Number 4. Eliza was reportedly swimming in Mirror Lake last night at 2 a.m.
What goes on in Mirror Lake stays in Mirror Lake, Guy.
Well, just for the record.
This is a global broadcast. And you know what? The cold plunge helps rejuvenate. You know it as well as anybody.
Don't get me started on
Tell us
that.
about the cold plunge here.
Well, they're pitch doctors, I believe, set up a beautiful like health center, like almost like a MASH unit over there with all their trainers and EMTs. They're all working on the guys all weekend, the women, a lot of bumps and bruises. There's a nice run here. Oh, man.
She's obviously gone to Pitch Doctors, who are one of our sponsors.
Yes.
And a great one. And it's not going to be a try. It looks like it's a forward pass called and a scrum down to the Beanburgers.
Correct.
Please don't touch that.
That's a big turn of events.
Yeah, I mean,
You had a 14-zip margin. Now that's a 55-point shift.
Or 80.
Yeah.
So anyway, the pitch doctors have a beautiful setup for the tournament all weekend. And like I said, they've had training tables or people helping them with massages. Or they have 4 cold tubs, cold plunges that men and women have been going in all weekend, really helping them with their recovery or just generally cooling down. It is a great approach they have to serving tournaments. I hope they have more success with it. Unlucky on that.
Oh, look on the outside. Can she turn the corner? No, she's going to go back inside.
Great tackle by Jenny.
Here comes number 2 rambling forward.
Again.
Oh, they are just inches away and no longer. They're in. There's another try for the Snowcats. Their hard work pays off, Brian.
The Snowcats are definitely not feeling the heat here, Matt. They seem to, when they get inside that 22, or especially the 5 meter, they just seem to kick it into another gear. And at the moment, the Beanburgers are having a tough time answering. So hopefully they regroup here in the try zone, and they got to come back because this is when it can start getting out of hand real quick here. A couple scores or more in a short tournament game like this, and you're got a pretty uphill battle.
There's number 3, Sheila Decker. Legendary player with the kick, and no doubt about it, right down the middle.
Nailed it.
Of the post, and that's going to end the first half with that conversion, and it's 14-0.
So we really had a tale of two halves here, Matt. In the beginning, it was the Beanburgers came out on fire and pace. They were pressing. They were inside the 22 of the Snowcats. Yeah, and then you had the Snowcats coming pushing the pressure, and the Beanburgers haven't been able to answer. So here we are, 14-0 at half, and we're probably going to take a little break here, Matt.
Yeah, we'll step away for just a second.
Hop over to the pitch doctors and get those cold plunges.
I'm going to stick my head in first. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go away, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's halftime in the women's premier final between the Snowcats out of Dayton, Ohio, and the Beanburgers out of Boston. And the Snowcats have a 14-0 lead. And Matt McCarthy with Brian Sheehy. Brian, what do the Snowcats have to do to hold on and win this game?
Well, they just got to keep doing what they're doing, obviously, Matt. But if they just keep the pressure defensively, they're not allowing the Beanburgers to breathe. I mean, they take one step, the Beanburgers with the ball, and there's someone in their face. So just not playing. It's simple rugby too. Like I said, they're running a 1-3-3-1 or trying to, the best they can, and they seem to be doing well with it. But they're also dialing it up inside that red zone. They're just pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
And that's at this stage of the tournament, man, you're running on fumes. You're running on spirit. So they got a lot of it.
If you take that envelope and you're the Beanburgers and you open it and it's got the solution on what you need to do to win, what is it that you need to do to win if you're the Beanburgers?
Well, the Beanburgers just have to step up. Like I said, this is a 14-0 match. It's really like a competitive, very tight match, even though they're down by 2. So I would say that they need a little more depth and need to come onto the ball at pace so they can break some of those, that defensive line, that aggressive defensive line. Maybe it's time to kick it over the head, do a little chippy, and keep them honest. But we'll see.
Well, I got to tell you, it's an exciting match so far, and you're right. Both teams really don't know. There's a lot of rugby left, so you don't really have to alter your game plan yet.
No, it's not a one-sided match, even though the score is. It's still tight.
All right. Well, let's get back to it. Here we go. And I see our compadre Greg Gilliam going down to rub elbows with the referee. He's in the tactical zone right now, so when he comes on to do the next match, he's going to have the skinny on all the gossip with the referees, where they keep their canes, their hearing aids, and their bifocals.
Yes.
And they're seeing eye dogs.
And the formaldehyde that they sleep in.
Yes. Because they're not really people.
No.
We kid. They are people, and they're very good, especially at this tournament, flying solo, old school, no TMO, no replays, and they're doing a heck of a job. And doing a heck of a job right there is number 17 of the Beanburgers. That is Q.
Yep.
And if I could grow hair, I would grow hair like Q. But there's a tackle, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Snowcats. They have the ball and the lead.
So the Beanburgers have to own this first 5 minutes of the match. You get down another score here, and like I said, it's a very uphill battle for you. So they got to change this momentum pretty quickly.
Well, we've seen it shift in games prior, on a dime. So there's that capability, and they do have quick strike capability. Both sides do. But I'm not going to lie, the Snowcats have a whole bunch of women's elite rugby, the WER professional set of players on that roster. And that's a great run right there from number 2. Kiana Lidley with the Denver Onyx. Apologies on some of the mispronunciations. We're reading cursive or chicken scratch handwritten rosters. And it's no fault of the teams because they really don't know who's available until they start warming up after a tournament like this because everybody's beaten up. Nonetheless, Snowcats spinning the ball. They have it. Decker right in the middle of things, as she always is.
Some good hands by the Snowcats in that last move up.
That's the one thing that you notice watching WER matches is the skill set. The basics are all really, light years better than what you've seen before. And the same thing for the MLR. The increase playing in a professional environment with other professionals. But here's a big gap and no tacklers in sight, and 13 bounces off everybody and in to the try zone. It looks like it's Denise Zambon Reginaldo of the New York Exiles, Dominican Republic national team.
Yeah, that's exactly what you didn't want to happen. if you're wearing that yellow jersey right now. So if you're going to make something happen, it has to happen like in the next few, 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, we're looking at a long day.
Yeah, and they're going to take another crack at Denise's last name, Zambon Regalado. Zambon Regalado, hyphen. True story.
Hyphen.
True story. It's going to hyphen. And here's Decker lining up the kick. The kick is up. It's got plenty of distance. Is it accurate?
No.
Oh, it just goes wide. I would kill to kick like that. I would. If you were there and I had a chance. No, that's a whole different thing. Yeah. But that's an impressive kick. Even though it missed, it didn't find the posts. That's a really difficult kick on an angle. But even so, even with the misconversion, it's 19-0 now in favor of the Snowcats out of Dayton, Ohio, playing against the Bean Burgers out of Boston.
He's one of a lot of these teams that come from have to travel a little bit. Matt, you'll find them coming into town earlier and earlier every year just to get acclimated, get out of the jet lag out of their system.
Yeah, the Snowcats came in April.
I thought they groomed the ski slopes.
That's why they're called the Snowcats. How you doing? Spring ski. But in the meantime, we can stop the silliness and get back to the game. It's a knock-on, and it'll be a scrum down to the Bean Burgers, and they needed that, and they need the ball, and they need to get into that try zone now.
Yeah, this is a great cue for them. Cue, not meaning the player cue, but it's a good opportunity for them to shift the tide here, Matty. Got to have it.
I don't know if our crack production crew can get a shot of the Bean Burger player with the T on her head, ready to go, just in case anybody needs the T. She's got it on her head, right?
She's been wearing it like all weekend.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She must have been late for a practice or something. The Bean Burgers take it out of the back of the scrum, isolated on the outside. It's a 2-on-1. And it's kept in play, and it's still kept in play. Nicely done.
Man. Even though she didn't win it, Decker was all over the ball there. And
serious counter-ruck can happen from the Snowcats, too, but it doesn't matter as number 17, Q, rambles forward. Good take by number 5. Good hands by KO. Little dancing in the middle, spinorama. No real effort to tackle. A rare lapse by the Snowcats allows the Bean Burgers to keep the ball. Dug out. Trying to spin it wide. Nope. Yeah, keeping it alive. And the bigger players having their fun running the ball at the smaller players. And there's a little squib kick. We haven't seen a bunch of those, but it's coming back. We'll see what the call is.
It looks like an offsides.
Offside, you're indeed correct. You are correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So it'll be offside was the call, so it'll be a penalty to the Bean Burgers. This is the 51st annual Can-Am Rugby Tournament. Started 51 years ago by the likes of John Morgan of the famed Morgan family up here, along with A.J. Prusmack, who at the time was playing with Old Blue. A.J., of course, went on to start and own the Vegas Sevens. And he unfortunately left us too early, but they basically, it was Old Blue versus Saranac, and they were like, wow, this is a great game, but we all drove all the way up here from New York to play you. We'd like to have more games up here if we're going to do that. And they drew it out on a napkin in the bar and figured it out and started the tournament that way.
Amazing. Yeah, when I first started playing rugby, this was the tournament.
Yeah.
It was the first tournament I ever went to, and it was the rest of my career my favorite. Been coming up almost every year since the mid-'80s.
And John was with it for a long time, then took some time away, then came back and got some fire under it, lit the fuse under it a little bit more. And Cam Moody, who is now the director, this is the first one in 17 years he can't be at because he is deployed. And he is running this tournament from his deployment. I'll just tell you, it's somewhere in Africa, and he's in a sand or desert-colored camo tent watching this right now, live. And he's reporting on WhatsApp, telling me, what to do from where he is. So you want to talk about great things. I mean, how cool is it that a guy like that is taking care of us while he's taking care of us?
Right.
Right.
Serving his country and
serving us idiots.
Correct.
And there's a cutout floating around of Cam that you can get a photo of.
Yes, I saw that in front of the announcement booth.
All right, in the meantime, the Bean Burgers in dire need of points. There's no other way to put it. And they are pressing forward now. They can't afford another penalty. They can't afford a knock-on. They got to get into the try zone or get at least a penalty kick just for their own psyche. Because right now the Snowcats are formidable, and there's that knock-on. And inadvertent, you're looking up, you're thinking about what you can do because you're pressing, and you can't do anything if you don't catch the ball.
That's right, Matt. And the sand's coming out of the hourglass for the Bean Burgers. So, again, we keep saying they have to make something happen, but it is the case.
It's interesting. At the higher level you get with rugby, the more the fundamentals seem to matter, right? Because they're all exceptionally skilled in a lot of ways on these. Higher and higher you go, but then it's a knock-on. It's a kick, a failure to get a kick into touch. All right, was that early engagement? Free kick? Is that what that is?
So the penalty to the Bean Burgers. Not sure.
It's a free kick. And I think she's doing this, so I thought it was an early engagement. She taps it and takes it nonetheless. We'll ponder about that later at the restaurant. For the meantime.
It was a good run by Ravy.
Yeah, Ravy's had a decent match.
Here comes Q.
More good stuff from the Bean Burgers. Is it too little, too late? Just got to keep driving. Keep chugging those legs. Off the pace of the ruck. And it's interesting now, if you notice, Snowcats aren't challenging in the rucks.
No, well, they're not committing once there's a tackle. Here we go.
Oh, some great defense. Did she get in? She did. That's number 21. And we don't have a 21 on our list. Okay, fabulous. Apologies to 21's family, but there is no 21 on our sheet.
Great run. Keep into the game. Love it.
That's just putting your head down and not being denied, right?
Yeah,
that's the way you want to run. You run downhill. Great run, textbook run from 21. Way to close it out. She's a closer.
Yeah, she worked her way through a high tackle as well. See if Amanda can make this kick. Well, looking good.
Oh, that's just bragging. That is an amazing kick.
Great job.
By Amanda. And the note here says, has a 1% recovery on whoop today.
I'm not familiar with whoop
you know
today.
what? We are clueless here.
I take it that 1% is good, but seriously though, she has had some games. She's been all over the pitch today, pushing the back line. So we're still got a game here, 19-7.
So that's
to the Snowcats.
Our colleague Glenn Burnett just ran in and told us that number 21 is Roe Drum Gould. Roe Drum Gould.
Well done, Roe Drum Gould.
Thank you, Glenn. And on the outside, here come the Snowcats again. But it looks like it's taken into touch. No, it's going to be a penalty awarded to the Snowcats.
Critical part of the game here for the Beanburgers.
And Decker kicks it into touch, Bry, for the line out.
We'll see what happens here. Again, you have limited time. We're looking probably. I'm trying to guess. We got a clock. Want to get it accurate on this, but there is not a lot of time left. And they surely cannot allow the Snowcats to get another one in here.
That's right. Absolutely. A good line out throw taken by the Snowcats, and they're just going to use that driving wall off the line out and just push, push, push. This is what you love to see, right?
Yeah.
This is Brian Sheehy rugby right here.
Every time. Maul inside you 22, especially in a tournament.
But the Beanburgers doing well to kind of stem the tide there, and now they're forcing them to play the ball. Not that the Snowcats have a problem doing that either. Decker right in the middle of it. And it's going to be another penalty awarded to the Beanburgers. Do you go for posts here?
I would. And
I would too.
Go. Yep.
And Decker is automatic pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, now you're putting in a three-score game.
You're calling for the T. Oh, that's the other team.
Sorry.
Yeah,
three-score game if you can make this.
All right, while we're doing that, I just want to, again, thank our sponsors. Hotel Saranac, New Belgium Brewing. The Cambria Hotel, where we're staying, Brian. Village of Saranac Lake. We'll get to the rest of them after the kick. Decker's kick is up. And it's true, of course. Def Texas and Decker kicking. Yeah. All right, there you go.
She is a machine today.
Got some Decker, substitutions
like
coming in.
The Black and Decker.
The Black and Decker. That's not one of our sponsors, and I want to get back to our sponsors. Rugby Imports and our pal Mark Holder. Pitch Doctors, as Brian you've spoken about and used. I Love New York, of course. North Country Sports Council. Want to get that right. Irish Rugby Tours with the Flying Hook family. And, of course, as we wind down this list, the best are still at the bottom. Hide, Fuel, and Roost.
Yeah. Quickly coming up after this match, we're going to have a ceremony for our fallen heroes at, and that will be before the final, the championship match in the Premier Division, which has the Hyenas versus Kutztown. Very exciting. Greg will be coming back into the booth to call that game with Maddie. And it's gonna be a good one. I've seen both of these teams play through the tournament, and it'll be an exciting match for sure.
You're darn tootin'. You ain't just whistling Dixie. And here we go with another put in. The Snowcats. Maggie Rubaldo of the New York Exiles putting the ball in. Taps it on her teammate's back. Waits for it to be pushed back. And it's the 8-man pickup. And it's a good one. It's Carolyn Vigbedor out of Norwich University. I'll tell you, number 12, Jenny, has not stopped working for the Beanburgers. Offensively, defensively. Her engine just keeps going.
That's how those micro-influencers work.
You're darn tootin'. I said darn tootin' already, so that's the third time I've said it.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah. It's not a good expression to use once, let alone. There's a great take again. That's by number 88, Carolyn Bigger Better. But it's a knock-on, and it'll be a scrum down. advantage being played by the Beanburgers. Oh, the spinorama from Drum Gold. And it's a penalty awarded for a high tackle against the Snowcats. And number 10, Amanda, thought she might have a little shot at getting out of there, out of the gate, but she's got to go back. And again, she's got that 1% recovery on whoop today. Anybody can tell us geezers what that means, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Is it whoopsie daisy?
A whoop ass?
Can of?
Whooping cough?
Ravy just coming off the pitch. Hard day work for her. She had a lot of great carries into contact.
All right, so
Well
with
done.
that, who's your player of the match?
Right now, I mean, I'm looking at Decker because she's just been everywhere doing everything. Right in the middle of the line.
Yeah.
Distributing the ball well.
Kicking.
Tackling, kicking. I mean, I don't know. This is pretty impressive to me.
You get no argument here. None whatsoever. She's a legend. And it's a penalty. Oh, you can't do that. A referee right on it.
Well, you know, I'm sure she has a ton of friends out here and family, and she raised it and gave them a great performance.
And the kick goes into touch over us here in the booth. I wasn't looking when the ball hit the plexi, and I got so scared.
I did. I saw it. I shrieked. I was frightened, Matt.
Yes, I was frightened too. All right, there's the throw in taken by the Snowcats, but it's not straight, so it'll be a scrum. What's the choice to the Beanburgers? They've opted for the scrum down. And these got to be tired bodies out there right now. But it would be 10 times worse if this was on field turf.
Oh.
You know how hot the field turf would be? This is real grass, folks, on your TVs. Yeah. That is real old-fashioned grass out there.
That's an early push by the Snowcats.
Oh, look at this. It burst into the open. It's number 14.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here goes Armont. Armont with a great run, catching everybody snoozing. Beanburgers showing some life, never quit. There's Amart again.
Feisty player, Amart.
It's a savvy veteran.
Baby Chef
right there again.
Contact.
There's that little chip kick over the top.
Oh,
what a try! Take a bow, Jenny. The Beanburgers with arguably the try of today. Oh, man, you got to love that.
That was a little relish on the Beanburger there, Matt.
I'll tell you what, yeah. Little cheddar.
Good for them. They're not going away.
Great play.
You love to see that.
What do we got? How much time we got left? You know, I've seen crazier things happen.
As we wait here for the kick.
It's Amanda. Kick goes up. Flags go up. So that is a try and a conversion for the Beanburgers. And don't go away, folks. We got some rugby left.
We do. We do. You know, Matt, before I get this kickoff, I was looking around on the fields, all the fields here. And what I found was amazing. Just got a medical support staff. They had a Red Cross station at every field in the tournament. It was unbelievable. So the second someone got hurt, they were looked after. They had a trainer right at the pitch. I've never been in a tournament where it's been like that. So
yeah,
hats off to
it's
the
just
committee.
amazing. It really is amazing. All right, and there's the kick to restart from Decker, who is our player of the match. And right there, not what you wanted to do when you're trying to complete a miraculous comeback. But do you believe in miracles? This is the place where it happened. Al Michaels, 1980, Olympic hockey team beating Russia. We might have another miracle here.
Let's see it.
All right, and this would really be a miracle if they can respond from this.
Well, that's the question, Matt. Do you believe in
I
miracles?
do. I do.
As do I.
The fact that I'm standing up after playing on Friday 2 games is a miracle. All right, here we go. Beanburgers need a turnover in a hurry.
If it was I was a betting man here, I would say that the Snowcats are going to go with a 8-man pickup, which this case would be an 88-man pickup.
Ah, I see what you did there. And you are indeed correct, sir. And that is, again, Carolyn Vigabetter.
I mean, that's a handful to tackle if you're a wing forward on that side or you're the wing.
How about the weak side wing?
Yeah, it's a long day at the office. That.
But the tackle was made, and it was made into touch. So now it's a line out for those Beanburgers that won't go away. Oh, don't tell me it wasn't straight. Let's see, yeah. So that's going to be a scrum down. Just like that, a scrum down to the Snowcats.
Tough.
Snowcats just, you know what? They don't want to participate in our miracle thing.
They're not reading the script, Matt.
No, they're playing in reality. And good for them, because they have played one heck of a match.
Here we go.
Another great camera angle from our crew. Decker gets it out. Trying to turn that corner. Now number 13 with a chance. Zamban Regalado. Now it's going to go
back to the mark.
Yeah.
Here. Snowcats ready to have a serious overload.
But credit to Beanburgers for getting over there, but there's still time on the outside. Maybe you can turn that corner. No, that window's closed. Those yellow jerseys, they keep going. But so do the Snowcats. And is that a try in the corner?
It sure is.
Yeah, it is. So let's see who it is. And that's going to be that's the dagger. That's the nail in the coffin.
Just when you thought that Beanburgers were going to sneak back into it, the Snowcats came in and shut the door on them.
All right.
I think the story today is just that every time they were on attack, they were just coming on the ball with pace. It was just at the end, it was just too much for the yellow jerseys to handle. But in the background, we're seeing here where the men's team is the premier championship teams are lining up in the tri-zone here. We have Kutztown on one side of the pitch and the Hyenas on the other. It's going to be some barn burner of a game, Matty.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Kutztown will have a couple of South African voices in their lineup, which always makes it a little, a team better.
Okay. There it is.
All right, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Snowcats out of Dayton, Ohio are your women's premier champions in this 2025 51st Can-Am Rugby Tournament. Tip your caps to Boston's Beanburgers. They played well. They almost came back but just too much, Brian, with the Snowcats.
Yeah, they get again, and you would have thought like in the beginning of the match Beanburgers are on attack. Again, Snowcats are just relentless. Good skill, good ball skills. Scrummaging was dominant, and like you said, man, it was a little too much for the yellow jerseys to handle today. But hats off, they didn't give up in the end, kept coming. So good on both teams today.
All right, well, Brian, on that note, we're going to take a quick break and come back with the honoring of our fallen heroes, and then we'll have the men's premier final. So don't go away. We'll be right back.